Montauk Lighthouse. I feel like we have been driving the whole entire day. It's about 4:15 right now, so we made it just in time for sunset though.
So the lighthouse was kind of closed off since the lighthouse is the museum and it's not open right now. So we walk down to the beach rock area. You can see it from here. How do you like it? It's not really what I was expecting.
Yeah, I feel like it's not what I was expecting either, but it's really pretty.
Yeah, they must have had an erosion issue because it looks like all these rocks were placed here to try to stop it from eroding away up here.
That they keep out.
It's still a very pretty lighthouse.
Yeah, it is.
You might be able to go up the lighthouse when the museum is open. I'm not sure. Jeremy and Kate are behind me, and I'm really surprised at all the erosion here. I feel like I've seen pictures of this, and we are on the other side of the lighthouse, so maybe on the other side it's not as bad, but look at all this erosion up here. You can see it's just completely getting washed away, eaten away, and the water definitely comes up here. You can kind of see the rocks are still kind of wet, the sand is kind of wet. We've had our first wildlife sighting of the trip on the way back to the car. I don't know what it's found over there, but it's got something. Probably someone's leftover lunch. We just walked over to the other side of the lighthouse near the gift shop, and they've got this map right here so we can kind of see where we are and what we're looking at. So north is diagonally that way, and we're right at the end. I didn't realize there was a lake here. Yeah, it shows you on a clear day, if you were to look through these things, what lighthouses you would see up in Rhode Island. We found a walking path on the other side of the lighthouse, but they're currently doing lots of construction on this side due to erosion, so we're not really going to be able to get anywhere or get down to the beach like you normally would. We've walked down to the end of the path, and this is as far as we're allowed to go, and maybe someday we'll make it back and see what it's like when there's not all this construction going on. Now we're just making our way back to the car. We're back near the parking lot, and you can see they've got a sign up saying that they're restoring it more. And it looks like this was created a National Historic Landmark in 2012. Just pulled into where we're going to camp tonight. After we left the Montauk Lighthouse, we stopped at Montauk Brewing Co., which is in the town a couple miles east of here. And we made it to Napeague State Park. And this is another area where we can use our 4x4 fishing permit. And now I'm just airing down the tires because we need to go to 1/2 of the tire pressure rating that we're regularly at. We decided that we're going to go down to 19 PSI, which is right above the halfway point for these tires. This is the last tire. I have to let out a little bit more, and then we will be good to drive on the beach. We just aired down the tires, now we're driving in, and it's kind of more of a drive in than the last time we did this. There's like a little wooded path to drive down, but now we're at the beach area, and it should open up pretty quickly. Here we are at the beach, there's the water.
I'm scared.
You're scared? It's kind of like very, yeah, I can't see anything either. We just made it down to Napeague Beach. It's not as wide as Gilgo Beach, and the sand seems to be softer. There's some signs up ahead, and we think we are going to stop near the signs. Beach camping in November. It's a nice night with a full moon. It's probably about 55 degrees. It's not that windy, but there is some wind, obviously, because we're right on the beach. It could be a lot colder, and I think we're going to luck out with temperature and rain tonight, but that'll be a different story for tomorrow night. Jeremy and Kate are over at the car. Kate is putting up the roof tent currently, and I walked over towards the ocean more to see where high tide came up, and this is about as far as the tide will come up, I'm assuming. You can't really see in the picture because it's dark, but there's like a little bit of a hump ledge over here, and this is a little harder, and you can tell it gets wet. And up there, right up here, is like a little ledge where the water won't go up past. So now that we're here, the first thing we're going to do is configure the car for Jeremy's sleeping setup. So we took everything out. Now the last thing is to take the fridge out. That way we will be able to put the sleeping platform back in its normal setup. You want to go on that side? Tonight we brought the quality mattress for Jeremy since he's going to be staying in the car. 2 weekends ago he came with us when we went camping with that trailer, and he used a little mattress and it wasn't the most comfortable thing. So this should be an upgrade, and we're going to have to tilt that seat forward in order to make it fit. Surprisingly, no one else is here, if you can imagine that, and we've started dinner. Jeremy's making 2 hamburgers. We are making sweet potato fries with chicken tacos, so that's our chicken for the tacos right there. We just got the solo stove and the chairs set up, and dinner is almost ready. Our chicken tacos are finally done, and they look really good, and they're kind of overstuffed. How do you like the tacos? They're A+? We just cleaned up from dinner, and now we're going to try some seasonal chocolates we got from Trader Joe's. Autumn pie truffles.
Which one do we want to have today?
Oh, you want to have the orange ones?
Sure.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Kind of tastes cinnamon-like. What do you think?
Yeah, it's good. Yesterday we had an apple one, and that one was really good.
It's good. Now that we've had our chocolate, we're gonna sit by the fire, and this time we brought the solo stove because we don't really want to have an open fire directly on the beach. How do you feel? Are you cold?
A little cold.
It's really not that bad though.
No, not as bad as 2 weekends ago.
Everything is really wet with all this condensation. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see how wet everything is. So we're gonna put this all away at night.
Hi everyone, it's Friday morning at Napeague Beach, and we just packed everything up except for the tent. And now Josh is gonna give you a little drone tour of the area we camped in.
This is gonna be my first time launching the drone from my hand. I've caught it in my hand before, but we'll see how this goes. It's really not that hard to land the drone in your hand once you get used to it, but you kind of have to wait for the sensors to realize you're trying to land. We just got back to the area where you pull in, and now we're going to air back up before we leave. We're going to be using this Via air compressor that connects directly to the battery. It's not the biggest one they make, but it still fills up these tires pretty quickly. We're about 6 or 7 minutes in. This is the third wheel and it's going pretty quickly. While the last tire is filling up, I figured I would come over here and check out what the sign said. And it looks like there are little walking, hiking trails in the area. This is the road we're on, where we are. That's how we drove in. And it looks like there's a big walking path around this whole area right here. And it does say on another sign that hunting is permitted in this area. I don't know if it's open season here yet though. Looks like archery season opened up November 1st. We just finished filling up the tires and now we are about to head to another park and go on a little walk before heading to Gilgo Beach.
Yeah, good.
I don't know if we showed this earlier, but in order to make it so 3 people can sit in here, we have this seat folded up and we have the fridge slide that's usually back there out. Fridge is back here, water jug is back here, and then the solo stove and sleeping bags and the mattress Jeremy used inside the car last night. It's all right here.
We just got to the Bridge Gardens in Bridgehampton, and we're just gonna take a walk around for something to do, and hopefully it doesn't start raining.
Got some colorful plants right here. We just entered into this other little area. There's a couple little sculptures or artistic things. There's a nice brick walkway. In this area, everything is labeled, so that's kind of cool. We found this little thing in the corner. We're gonna see if I can fit in it. There's a bee's nest in here.
Really?
Or something. I think there's baby bird in there. For lunch, we're having sandwiches with a homemade chicken salad that we made the other day. We added apples this time for added flavor.
We've decided that our next stop is going to be visiting the Fire Island Lighthouse.
We just crossed over the last bridge and now we're on Fire Island. This is the big roundabout and Robert Moses State Park is right up ahead. There it is. Even though it's raining, we decided to put our raincoats on and walk to the lighthouse. Is this one of your favorite boardwalks?
Yeah, it's a really nice walk.
You can see the lighthouse is right up ahead. Here we are. It's everything Jeremy ever dreamed of. This looks like the old light. I haven't read any history yet, but that's my guess.
Hello.
Welcome to the Lens Building.
Talk about your hobby.
The guy in the history building told us that if we were here before 3 p.m., we could buy a ticket and go up to the top, and there are 181 stairs spiraling around that bring you up there. We just took our photo near the sign and we decided to walk back via the road instead of the boardwalk. Looks like he has some kind of hitch.
We were planning to stay on the beach a second night at Gilgo Beach, but due to the weather, we decided to go to Sloop Brewing and camp at a spot near there.
I wouldn't hurt. I sat down with him and explained that although
Hey, just checking in. So we actually just got home and finished unpacking the car just a couple of minutes ago. Probably 30 minutes to an hour after we decided we were going to go to Sloop Brewing and try to camp at the Taconic-Hereford State Forest nearby. The rain got worse and the traffic got a lot worse and we were delayed a lot and decided to just actually come home tonight. So that's why we're here. So our trip was not that long this time. Thank you again for watching and I hope you enjoyed our little adventure.